Most important thing in learning ethical hacking is understanding what commands entered or what is the creator pointing out. Otherwise, the whole time spent on learning becomes a full waste of time, right? So some videos like even Linux terminal is not maximized. So how the viewer will know the command, what you entered. Without knowing what you entered, how you will practice it? So these kind of issues, just I guarantee you, I will not launch such courses in my channel. Also, to take the notes, you can go for the Google Drive link provided or Medium profile link. You can use that one, the description, and download the content. And if you feel the speed is slow, you can adjust the speed from the settings. I will show you how to do that one. And on just less than 5 minutes, you go through the summary. You will grab all the knowledge you had. Learn it that way. Within half an hour, you can clear out like 6-7 concepts together. 6-7 concepts in the sense labs. Totally like 6 hours, 7 hours of video it's going to be. So it's easier. You can trust and follow it. It worked for me. I believe it will work for you. Do support us. Happy learning. Enjoy.
We struggled, so you shouldn't.
Hey guys, today we will be having a look at THM's ICE machine, which is a media server with less security. So earlier I tried it with my Kali virtual machine and interacting with the THM platform. And due to some reasons, like it got a lag and process is getting slow like that. So for these reasons, I am just trying to go through with the TryHackMe platform's machine, and we'll do it from there itself. And this lab helps you understand the local exploits, understand how you exploit it, and MSF framework, Metasploit framework, and all. So let's have a look at it. Okay. Happy learning. Enjoy. So this is the machine. Try hack me room called ICE. So attack box is there. I save the room. Let's see. All these usual stuff. If you have OpenVPN, you can just like, in case if you wanted to try it from the virtual machine, let's say, in case if you prefer to join this with uh, Kali virtual machine, you can log into the Kali virtual machine, and from there, from the terminal, you can run your sudo OpenVPN command, and via the OpenVPN, you can interact with the TryHackMe room, which is running on the Kali virtual machine. Okay, so if you want to try it from the virtual machine, you need to run the THM platform in the virtual machine itself. Okay, not your host machine. Um, by now, I'm just trying to go through with the attack box itself. Okay, virtual environment. You can see. Okay, recon set up virtual machine. Just start lab machine. Let's wait. Okay. So once you click start, it shows like you will get an IP in a while. So basic Nmap scanning we need to do, and after the Nmap scanning we will figure out what are the ports open and all. And also guys, the notes and the summary, everything will be in the Google Drive in the description. You can check it out. And also, in case if you wanted to adjust the speed, you can go through the speed adjustment setting on the YouTube. Just wait until this machine starts. Okay, and since I'm using this one, I can try a mousepad as well. This is our summary. At the end of the video, I'll be posting these things. Okay, I got the IP. So 10.4.8.162.191. Okay, I got IP. Okay, and since I'm using a premium version, I have the 2 hour timeline duration I'm having. And if you are using it for free, then you will be having 1 hour, and every 1 hour you can add before the 1 hour ends. You can add 1 hour. Okay, so let me start the attack box. Okay, starting your machine. So uh, this is like this particular machine on the right side is what they are providing me a virtual machine, like my Kali virtual machine. In order to practice the THM labs, they are providing this one. So from here, I can enter commands and I can interact with the target machine, which I started already. 10.4.8, sorry, 10.4.8.162.191. Okay, let's see. Once this is started with, we need to wait for a while in order for it to start. And meanwhile, I can go through this one. Okay, so let me check the IPs. Hmm. Backup machine is 10.4.8.7737 and lab machine is 10.4.8.162.191. We need to wait until this lab machine loads. Okay. Okay, it's loaded. If I want this to be like in a separate tab, I can click here. I can view it on full screen. Let me just check for now. Okay. Okay, it's running a region from Mumbai or something. Okay. So here already the IP is mentioned. Okay. Still, if you want to check, you can use if config and you will see that IP. And 487737 since this is not, these options are for copy pasting thing and keyboard and all. Okay. So ENS5 is showing this IP. Okay. Mainly I'm doing this, preferring to do this even on the THM lab because the main process is you need to understand the key points, how you can perform the hacking, not just like whether you use the THM platform or if you use Kali Linux. The main part is like how you get access to the ICE machine, and from there, after getting the access, what are the things you are performing and all. Not from just like whether you use OpenVPN or whether you're using the THM machine or whatever it is. Okay. Yeah, so no need to worry about this too much. You can perform either ways. So let's scan the Nmap for basic reconnaissance. Let's see. Nmap -st-v and the lab machine IP, which is the target 10.4.8.162.191. This is to grab just like general information regarding the machine. Okay. So basic scan and few ports. You can see like few ports like commonly used ones are open. TCP, SMB 445, etc. And next step, I need further investigation on this one. So not just -sd, I will use -sv for version scan and -sc for script scan and -t4 for average time speed, adjusting the speed, and -v for verbose. So let's wait until the scan completes. See. Okay, the scan completed. Sorry about the background noise in case there's someone speaking up there. Yes, read. So nmap -sv -sc -t4 and -v. Okay, hope you know the command now. If not, you can go through our nmap videos, the playlist. And in the description, I'll be providing the notes and summary description, everything in the description. Okay. And in case if you want to adjust the speed of the video, you can adjust it with the YouTube setting. So it's 10,000 ports. Okay. By default, it's using around 1,000 port scanning. And you may see general information, which ports are open and stuff. Okay. I'm looking for some valid information on this. So let's go in-depth analysis on this. Like port 135 have this Windows RPC, NetBIOS, these things, Windows 7 service, etc. And workgroup machine and MSWD server. Common name is dark PC, which is important for us. Maybe a user ID, we can use it later. Okay. So let's grab this information. Let me put it here. SHA1 with RSA encryption. This information is fine for now. No need to worry about that. Okay, yeah, we got the information. So this port HTTP service running this HTTP API HTTPD 2.0. So this one you can copy and search from the exploit DB to figure out some information. And further, we have this information as well. Why this is popping up every time? Oh God. This one. Port 8000 TCP Open HTTP, and this provides the media server version. Okay, Icecast streaming media server. This information you can copy, and also you can search regarding any exploits available for this, or further details you can go through that one. Okay. So for now, I'm just grabbing some important information which I can utilize to get the access of this media server. Okay, and Windows CP, the PC name, you can use dark PC. This is a username, and that's it. So, so these are the things I would suggest in case if you are doing it. You can go for exploit DB. This is exploit database, like common vulnerabilities and exploits, how it's working, what are the commands entered. So this kind of information we can, any scripts or something sometimes. So you can grab the script here and execute and figure out how it works. Again, I'm saying this is like just for educational purposes. Okay, don't use these things for misuse or illegal activities. So let me paste this Icecast media streaming. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, no matches found. It's okay. And what else? It's okay. So let's try one more option with the Metasploit Framework, MSF console. Okay. So this Metasploit Framework helps you get some idea on some exploit, like in exploit.db. We know the server name is like server version is Icecast streaming media server, right? So we can search that part in the Metasploit as well, because MSF console has some exploits by default it has. So you can use this framework to get access. So I'm typing MSF console. Let's wait until this loads. Oh, this MSF Metasploit, this one has some exploit scripts and post like after getting the access, some other scripts you can run and utilize, like maintain the access and further like getting access, scanning, this kind of things. And the auxiliaries is like kind of scanning stuff and all. So you type MSF console and it shows like this. Okay. From here, you can use the search command Icecast. Okay, let me search for the Icecast because I figure out from Nmap Icecast is the version. I mean the server version. So from there, okay. So once you search Icecast, we are getting this information. There is an exploit. Okay, and also, yeah, you can see they provide a number and full name. It's like this: exploit Windows Icecast header, and the date and the rank is great, and Icecast header override. Okay, so they provide a number for this exploit in the Metasploit framework and also a name for the exploit. You can utilize both of it. Either you use the number or you use the name. Either way it works. And yeah. And also one more thing here, as I told, once you started MSF console, you can see these are the exploits. This much of exploits like scripts or vulnerabilities are there. So you can search for these exploits and you can use it against this particular target machine. So you can get the access. And also 1342 auxiliaries are there, and payloads also there. Payload is like after you get the access, you can grab some more information or attach some scripts, like what do you call, you exploit the machine, but from your lab machine here in this machine you need to receive the communication, like you call them in a phone or something and the line is reached, but from there you need to listen. I mean, like they need to call back or something like that. Imagine that way. Okay. So for that, we can set up some listeners using these payloads. Okay. And post exploit is also kind of like that. After getting the access to maintain the communication with them, you can use these post exploit methods. So, like further privilege escalations and all to get more access, right? And encoders, knobs, evasions, these for now you don't need to worry that much. So at this point, I search for Icecast, and since from Nmap I figured out the Icecast name and I search for it, then it suggests me, Metasploit suggests me one of the exploit. Okay, so now I can copy this name and provide it. If not, I can use 0. Okay, 0 is the number provided here. If not, I can replace it with this name. Both ways it works. Okay, use 0. If not, provide this. Enter. So if the exploit is selected, you will notice this particular portion changes. Okay, yeah, as I told, now we are inside that exploit. We are about to use that exploit. Okay, which means we selected that exploit. Like let's imagine like this MSF console is a full folder or directory or whatever. Inside there are many files, which is like this exploit. There are many files of exploits are available. Now you are opening a particular file, Icecast header. I'm just like just explaining you the scenario. Okay, this is not the exact thing happening, but this way you can easily remember this. That's the reason. So now Icecast header is like this file is there, a particular file we are opening, but inside that file, just imagine there are some settings or configurations required. In order to set that, you need to search for it. So go for the options. So this options command will show you what are the settings or requirements you need to set up. Okay, I believe if I increase the screen size, it would be helpful. Yeah, this way it's fine. So here you can see. Okay, this way, this helps, like, so that I don't interact. I don't have to interact with the other ones. So now I provide the options command and it shows me what are the options required for setting up using this exploit. Okay. So I will explain you how you need to check this one. You can see whatever like it's coming under required tab. If it is yes means you need to set it up. Okay. Focus on this required tab, this column. If it is no, then you don't need to set that particular parameter. These are parameters: rhost, rport, lhost, lport, everything. So rhost, you can imagine like it's remote host where you are attacking, which is the target. Rport is under which port number you are targeting. Okay, and lhost is which is your machine side where it's listening host, and lport is the port where the listener is set it up. Okay, and required ones, here it's showing everything is yes, means like you need to set it up. And next, after focusing on the required tab, you can focus on the current settings. Okay, so in the current settings here you can notice the R port is already set. Okay, and this L host is also already set, preset, so you don't need to set it again. And L port is also already set. Okay, so L host, what they have provided, just have a look. This is the listener side, your machine IP. It should be 7737, so it's fine. And R host, you need to set the target machine IP, this one. And our port is totally fine. It's showing 8000, and L port 444 listening port. Okay, we'll see how it works. Okay, so after the options command, you get this one. Next, I'm going to set it up. So set our host target IP 10.48.162.191. Okay, enter it. Okay, so it's showing it's set this one, this IP, and then again you can go for the options command to select to confirm whether your R host is set or not. 48.162.191. It's set, right? So this is how you can easily set these IP addresses and all. So now we have set up, we have done all the necessary requirements which we need to set up for this exploit to be executed. After setting up everything, you just check and confirm by the option command. Sorry, options it should be, and you verify it's done. Then you can perform the execute command. Okay, so I okay, and it's showing execute command is sorry, it's not execute command, it's exploit command. Okay, so again I'm repeating. I started running MSF console and I searched for that Icecast exploit. Then I found the number and the name for that particular exploit. Then what I did, I entered inside that exploit by using use command. After using, I just check what are the requirements by the options command, and I set rhost, lhost, these kind of informations, which one is needed. I check the requirements, which is yes and which is no. After that, I figure out which one is already preset or which one is empty. So the required ones, if it is empty, I need to set it up. So I set it, then I verified by again by the options command and confirmed and did the exploit command in order to exploit. So after this particular exploit is done, okay, once we exploited, we can see this Meterpreter, okay, which means this is a medium in order to interact in between your target machine and your host machine. Okay, this is a mediator, just imagine. So this has like basic Linux commands also, like ls command will also work here from the Meterpreter. Shell command will work. It's not exactly the target. In order to reach the direct reaching, if you want to reach the target, you can use the shell command. Okay, but for now we are not doing that. You can use the help command to check what are the options available in the Meterpreter, and also once the exploit is, and also I am not sure whether I mentioned or not earlier, before selecting the use command of exploit, you could see it shows only MSF, right? And after the exploit is selected, it will show like this. Okay, the color change you can see. Okay, this part I'm pointing. Just I just wanted to remind. Then now we are in the Meterpreter. We can use the id command, get system command, get info command, something like that, or get uid. We'll try one by one. So it shows id is not there. So get uid, let me try. Okay. So when I use the get uid, it shows the username, dark pc, dark server username. Okay. So since from our nmap also we figured out this dark pc. Hope you remember. I noted this down in the Excel sheet. So get sys or sysinfo is there. Some basic commands are there. You can figure it out. From the sysinfo, you can find like dark PC, these kind of things, workgroup, and this Meterpreter x86 Windows showing and 64-bit processor. Okay, and let me go for the help command. So once you provide the help command, you will see this options are there. Like core commands are there. Background command, I think it's used in order to, let's say you are running a session right now. We are running a session. We can use session command to check which session is running. And if we wanted to put this session background and run any other session, we can use this background command. Okay. And to kill a background session, we can use these things. Channels, close a channel, you can use close command. I'm just giving some idea on this. Okay. And GUID, get the session GUID, machine ID, migrate command you can use like to run inside any services, migrate the server to another process. Yeah, process to process, right? In Windows, like let's say you go for the task manager, you can see some processes running at a time, right? So if you wanted to switch into any processors, you can go for this migrate command. And also terminating the Meterpreter session, you can use the quit command, and run is there, any script running something, and sessions are there. Switch to another session, and session hyphen I is like to interact with some other sessions. Okay. And elevating commands get systems is there, and hash dump is like kind of like getting the passwords and all. Okay. So dumps the contents of SAM database. Hope you know what is SAM database. For now, leave it. Like it's the place where the passwords are stored in the Windows and all. Okay, workgroup ones. Timestamp command for the cat cd. The general commands are shown. File system ones. So dir cd. This is like a Windows and Linux. Both commands working, right? Few Linux commands also works here. You can see like ls command, make the move, pwd, and search commands, everything. So by now we are inside a Meterpreter, medium in between our target and our system. Okay. App get proxy ipconfig. So without further ado, I just wind it up or rush into this. So shell command, drop into a system command shell, which is if you enter shell command, you will end up in the target directly, not via the Meterpreter. You are directly getting inside. Sysinfo is there, and camera and all also should be there. Some commands are there in order to get the camera access, these kind of things. So I'm searching. Okay, it's here. Webcam commands like chat, list, snap, this kind of information. Okay. For now, let's check the sessions. Okay. Unknown sessions command and session ID. User sessions. Interact with a different session. You can use the -I. Okay. For now, the sessions are not shown. Let's see. Let me run the shell command or ps command. So if we go through the THM, these things, what they require will be asked as questions. So we can go through the commands and enter the answer. Since these are jumbled, let me view this in full screen. Meanwhile, I can close my exploit.db. Okay, let me expand. Yeah. When I enter the ps command, I can check the present processes. So some other processes running like in the session will show up. For you, like this spool sv.exe is a printer process actually. So which won't be active so much, like actively notified. If we try to get access into this, we can utilize these kind of things in order to get further access. But we need to, first of all, we need to figure out like what are our privileges and how we can go further. Okay. So in order to find the privileges, you can try get privs here. If not, we need to enter the shell command and try further. Get privs is like it shows the privileges. Okay. So these are the privileges initially we have, and ps command we can try further. Okay, from here we can see. Okay, so these are processes, and let's say if we enter inside this process, we will get particular access of that particular stage. Okay, but we need to make sure it has like extra privileges, this particular service. Let's say if it has like nt authority something, then it means like it has admin privilege. For now, I don't see anywhere the process like permissions are there. Let's see. So quickly we'll go for the thm information and figure out what's going on. Just to have a look and see what are the things they are requiring. So initially you can click this, doesn't have to be answered. Just check it out. Okay. And we'll go for task 2. So virtual setup. Okay. Deploying the machine. Done. And basic scan, launcher scan against the lab machine with Nmap. We already did. You can check. Okay. I think partially I have tried this lab previously. I'm not sure. Once scan complete, we'll see a number like interesting ports open, and as you might have guessed, the firewall has been disabled with service completely shut down, leaving very little to protect this machine. One of the more interesting ports that open RDP, remote desktop. Okay, what port is this open on? Okay, RDP is usually like 3389. Okay, until unless you manually change it. And for the sake of answering that question, we can search. We can go through our previous command and map scanning. I think I dragged you all through like way farther than that, like until the end of this lab. Okay. Okay. For now, we'll focus on completing the lab. Later, let me try that one. Okay. So let me add shell command in order to directly interact with the device. Okay. So now you can see I'm inside this Icecast media server. Okay. So let me check the privileges now. Get privs. Okay. Command is not recognized because it's Windows 32 Windows machine. Now go for the help command and see. version is there. See ls works or not, or dir. Okay, directory command is working since this is focusing on Windows machine mainly. Okay, since this is Windows, we can try something called local exploit suggester, but you need to exit from here, I think, for the Meterpreter. Okay, now we are in the Meterpreter and check sessions. Okay, let's say 0 or something. Uh, 1. Session 1 is already interactive. Okay. Let's say -h command. What is just okay. So now we know we already have a session. Okay, it should show with the sessions command itself. It's fine. Let me background this one. Okay, so now I'm in the exploit and let me try the sessions command now. Okay, so when I provide the background command from the Meterpreter, the present session got like it's running in background. Okay, you can see the session number is the ID number 1. Okay, and the port number as well, connection. So 10487737, the port 444 is showing. Okay, notice the 7737 is our IP 7737, and the target lab machine IP is 162.191. Okay, so this is the listener listening on 444. I mean 4444 port, and this is the target our host port. Okay, so these are the information after the sessions command. It shows now I'm running the session existing session in the background. And one more thing, we can run another exploit which is called, or we can run the, since this is Windows, we can run the local exploit suggester. Okay, there is something called like that. We'll see. Let me search it. If not, I will provide the info. Okay, so when I search local exploit, I'm getting some information which is called ID0 post multi recon local exploit suggester. Okay, so I searched this from the Metasploit. So notice we are already inside this Icecast exploit. Okay, like we search other stuff and we use the options command and all. Now I search in from that particular Icecast exploit. I'm searching for local exploit suggester. Imagine you are having a folder of exploit, and under inside that there is a particular script. Just imagine like that, local exploit suggester. Okay, let's run this one and see. I want to check whether this ID works. If not, I need to copy paste this one full command. Let me see. Run 0. Okay, it shows it failed. I need to provide the full command itself. Run post multi recon local exploit suggester. Okay, enter. So Option validate error. Following option failed to validate. Host resolution failed. Host multiple one. Local exploit suggested. Okay. We search for this exploit. This exploit exists, but we can execute it inside the Meterpreter. Okay. So let's interact with the session one. Okay. The Meterpreter session as we already found the one. Okay. Let's see how it goes. Sessions -I and one. Okay. Now I'm inside the Meterpreter and I'm running this local exploit suggester. I hope it will suggest me which exploit I can use in order to exploit the target. Okay. We'll see how it goes. Hmm, 53 minutes it's showing. We'll see. Let's use. Whether the so the local exploit suggester, it suggested we are running that one and it's suggesting some exploits which we can run and utilize. Okay. Just checking whether my mic is working or not. Okay. It's working. Seems this Kali machine it shows like in a table format. It's easier to identify. Since this is a web one, the information seems like jumbled. It's okay. I tried previously from the Kali. Actually, in middle it got stopped. Like the process getting stuck. That's the reason I'm preferring this one. So post command local exploit suggester we ran, and we can see exploit checks. Okay, so showing exploits windows local bypass UAC. This one target appears to be vulnerable. I remember there's a question regarding this exploits. Which one is like pointed out first and from the THM. But by the time when they created the room, this particular event viewer vulnerability was there like notified on the first place. Okay, it was in first place. The question is asking which one is first. And now it's like after long, this particular vulnerability took the first place. Okay, but if you provide this information, then, you won't be getting the correct answer. You need to provide this one, the event viewer. Okay, just copy it. Later we can provide the information. Okay, now we know we found a vulnerability, like we found an exploit. The local exploit suggester is suggesting us this one. So let's try this. Okay, let's use this and see how it goes. Oh, for now, we ran the local exploit suggester from the Meterpreter and we ended up in our Icecast machine. Okay. Why the session interaction? Use this one, event viewer. You see what's happening with the sessions. Okay, session one is already backgrounded, right? Okay, so let me use this exploit for now. You notice for now I'm inside one particular exploit and there I ran the local exploit suggester and now I'm in running the suggested exploit. Okay, I'm trying to use this event viewer one, this exploit. Let's see. Okay, it got selected. If it is selected, it will be showing here. You can notice here. Okay, so here let's check what are the options we need to set. Let me go through this one, what they are asking. Options, session one, yes, already. Session to run this module on. Okay, required items, it shows only the everything is showing yes. Okay, and listener side payload option. Lhost is the listener side 7737 us and port number 4444. You remember the previous port number we had, the previous session we ran the same port, right? So this time we will change the port number of listening. Otherwise, they will interact together, like the session should be separated. So by changing the port number, we can change the listening port and listener's end. Okay. So just remember we need to change this L port and yeah, since this doesn't require us any R option, R host or R port, because it already knows which is the target, because our Icecast is already executed. Okay, Icecast, we already reached the target. From inside the target only, now we are trying to run this event viewer for extra information. Why? Because earlier when you use the get privileges, you got only few privileges, 4 or 5 I think. Now I want to reach more extra privilege, like I need more access. So I'm just trying to run another exploit by local exploit suggester and I'm getting this executed. So I checked options and now I'm setting airport. Let me try 2222. Okay, earlier it was 4444. Now this one. Okay, let me verify whether the changes configured or not. Okay, L host is same, L port is 2222. Okay, and session is set to 1 already. Okay, session, I think you don't need to change the session. Okay, current setting, session is there, the session to run this particular module. Okay, so shall we run? Okay, we selected the module we are going to run it. Okay. Okay, the exploit has been running and it's completed. And okay, I see set default executing payload event viewer. You can see this info executed successfully. Yeah, so triple two listening end it's showing Meterpreter session 2 opened. Yeah, once you run it, it shows it opened. It created a new session. So let's see if you go back and check, you can figure out there will be like two sessions. For now, we are inside the Meterpreter, right? So let's try get proofs. Okay, there you go. Previously, when we tried get proofs command, we got only 4 or 5 privileges, right? Now, after running this event viewer executable, okay, event viewer, it's an exploit module, okay, bypass UAC event viewer, which means user access control. Once you executed that exploit, when you try get proofs from the Meterpreter, you are getting this much of privileges, okay, too much of privileges in the sense, too much of access you are having. So let's see, we'll check the ps command, which is to check the processor. Earlier, as I told, in order to execute or like exploit that spool SV, printer spool or something, these kind of things, in order to do that one, you need admin privileges, right? And I told y'all NT authority. If you see this one in the user, which means you are having the admin privilege. You are the admin, okay? So earlier when we tried this process command, you might have noticed all this like session, user, path, all these were mostly empty when we tried previously. I think if it is there on top, I can show. Here itself, you can see. Earlier, before we are executing that, running that event viewer module, bypassing module, this is the PS command output, okay? And these are the privilege get proofs output. Only 5 privileges and processors. All the processors were running without the admin privilege. There is no NT authority or anything, right? You can notice, okay, in screen. You see, in this area completely, this area was empty, right? But now you can notice once we executed this event viewer exploit, uh, after we executed this one, we got privileges this much. Get privilege command. You can see this much of privilege and also NT authority. Okay. From here, all these are services. Okay. Like Windows services, it's running. You need to choose some service in order to migrate into it. From there, you can get further access like getting the passwords, those kind of things. So select something which is like which doesn't capture like everyone's notification. Like it should be one of the service which I know is like spoolsv.exe. Okay, it is having the NT authority, which means it's going to be like admin privilege, admin one. If you execute this one, okay, if you migrate to this service, you will have further access and you can try some other credentials, everything. Okay, first of all, let's go for the help command. Okay, and because I just wanted to know some detail regarding the creds or hash. Okay, password database commands hash dump is there. And okay, system background and this migrate command, migrate server to another process pool. Okay, from the Meterpreter, when I try help, it can be get system just to see what system and technique one name pipe. Get UID. Okay. So when I provide the get to UID, it shows I'm the admin. Enter authorities, which means I'm admin. Okay. From here, I need to migrate my session into which one? The spool SV. Okay. Uh, let's try 8 hyphen n. I migrate and check any help options available. Okay. Migrate hyphen n for the service name you can provide. Timeout is there. PID is there. Okay. sv.exe. Execute. Oh, migration completed successfully. Use. Oh, okay. Since we migrated. Sorry about that. I thought to run the hash dump command before executing the migrate option so that I can show some differences if anything exists. It's fine for now. We migrated hash dump command. Let's see. Okay. Show some hash values administrator these things. If we could use like crack station or hash dump, we can figure out some information from here itself. Hashes.com. Mhm. Okay. For NTLM algorithm, maybe the domain one. It's okay. Okay, get UID shows NTO 30. Okay, we are admin now. We can try load kiwi. In order to grab some password informations, we can try this one. Try some help option. Okay, my file is golden ticket, creds all is there. Okay, so load kb is like from here you can execute these commands and get some information, grab some password, etc. Okay, so yeah, help option, UID, background, question mark, get timeouts, right, use, yeah, it's all. So okay, let me try all in order to, because hash dump I didn't get some information. All, let me try. Okay, there you go, guys. We found the password of everything on this. So running as system, once you enter the all after load kb, I got this username darkpc and ntlm sha1 algorithm. Okay, so you can see here username, domain name, and the password. So username dark, domain name darkpc, and password is this one. Okay, Now directly we can use this username and password, and I'm not sure whether we can try the SSH even, since we have username and password. If port 22 was open, we can try that one. Let's see how this works. I think already we have done this like more than what the THM asked. Okay, I'm just trying to provide few more additional information. Okay, it's fine. So here are also some user screenshots, screen share, like our Meterpreter help command showed some like webcam info, etc. Here also some screenshot options, everything is there. Oh, let me exit or let me try sessions. Okay, sessions doesn't show. See, you see the sessions. Okay, session one, it's showing what listener. This one. Okay. So what else we can do? What else we need to do actually? Hmm. Let me exit and see like SSH was open or not. In case if we have the information, okay, let's interact here. Session taken over. Okay. Am I supposed to add one more hour to the lab machine? Let me click and see. Successfully updated the machine time. Mhm. About the attack box. Okay. I hope already 2 hours they have provided. Okay, we'll see. Let me exit this part. Okay. Or maybe quit. It-y. So sessions exited and just need to, yeah. So here I can try if config and confirm. I'm in my like kind of like Kali machine. Okay. I'm in my local machine. So I need to see the IP like 37 something, right? Yeah. 77 1048 7737. Okay. So from here, what I needed, I need to check quickly whether I got this particular, I mean, whether I got SSH open or not, just to verify. Okay, quickly I'm just finding. Okay, port 22 is not showing. HTTP 8000 alternate port. Okay, Mhm. Yeah, since 22 SSH is not open, so we can't do SSH because now we have a valid username and password, right? So just to figure out if FTP or anything is open, we can try that with the username password. If not, it's fine. Now let's focus on this one, answering the THM questions. Once scan complete, we see number of interesting ports open. As you might have guessed, the firewall has been disabled. Okay, one of the more interesting port, RDP, is 3389 actually. Okay, let's see. Okay, see here, 3389. You can Google also what is the remote desktop port, or else, sorry, I forgot to. Since RDP is open, we can try RDP also. So let's see. Maybe they wanted us to proceed further on that. From the Windows machine, you can try. Oh, that's the thing. This machine has RDP open. So once you get the password and username, you can log in. Like with the RDP, you can log. Oh, what service did Nmap identify as running on port 8000? Find password of this service. Okay, port 8000 is HTTP. Yeah, actually, it's like port 80 or 443 is HTTPS. Service running on port 8000 TP-alt. I'm not sure why they asked that one. Password is like HTTP is like hypertext transfer protocol, but I'm not sure they're gonna ask that one. But clearly we can see, right? The service running on port 8000 is HTTP-alt. Okay, and I don't know why these kind of things should be verified from the THM itself. Yeah, otherwise we can't complete it. It's okay. You can have the medium walkthroughs. Uh, from there we can. I will provide the link. There we can find the answers. What does Nmap identify as the host name of the machine? I think dark PC. So question Icecast machine. Okay. So CBID. This is like once you found what is the server or anything, you can go for the exploit DB or you can go for this cvdetail.com. Okay, this like it has like some information regarding the machine, and we identify some interesting services running on our lab machine. Let's research further on this Icecast version running on the target. Every fraud runner has a high level vulnerability score of 7.5. Okay, 7.4 depending on where you, it's fine. So impact score for this vulnerability. What is that one they asking? You can use this CVE details.com site. Okay, you can open it and answer further. So Icecast machine we figured out. Okay, vulnerability details shown here. Buffer overflow, HTTP headers. Okay, Metasploit module for this. Okay, cvdetails.com have these informations. So scores, CVE scores they ask. So base score 7.5, high, and exploitability score is 10. Impact score is 6.4. Okay, but the question asks is what is the C? I'm sorry. Here, what is the impact score for this vulnerability? 6.4. What's the CVE number for this vulnerability? This will be in the format like this. So this is CVE for the Icecast and check here. Go through these ones. Okay. Now found a vulnerability. Let's find exploit by searching. We already done this. Actually, the lab is fully complete. Now we are just answering the THM. Okay. And because either ways it helps, because now when I did the lab I didn't mention about the CV details and all, right? So when I do this, even I get updated on these kind of things. Okay, so we'll use the Metasploit module associated with this exploit. So what is the exploit we did? Not the event we were previously, we ran the Icecast exploit for the first time, MSF console. Let's go ahead and start MSF console Metasploit. No answer need. After Metasploit, let's search for our target exploit using command search Icecast. Yeah, we did. And starting with exploit module, we have the detail of, okay, they need the detail of which one we ran for the first, the Icecast exploit info. I think, I'm not sure where I was here. Let me check my other documentations. I will provide the information notes and all later. Okay, and you can view this medium profile for like viewing further information on it. Okay, so first step, you figure out, let me suggest. Okay, so this is the Icecast exploit we figured out first. Okay, let me copy it. Okay, it's correct. Let's go ahead and select this module for use. Type either command use Icecast or use 0. Done. For in select module, we now have checked what options we have set. Run command, show options. What is the only required setting which currently is blank? rhost. Okay. Lhost. First, let's check lhost option set to tunnel 0 IP, which can found access page. Yeah, we figured out. We verified by the ifconfig command, right? Hope you remember. Then we are inside, after exploiting, we were inside the Windows machine server. We gained foothold into victim machine with the Meterpreter. What is the name of the shell we have now? It's called Meterpreter, which is not directly, we are not interacting. we have a medium in between our target and us. If you want to directly access from the Meterpreter, you can run shell command. What user was running that Icecast process? Actually, dark PC or something. The commands used in this question, like get UID, showed the which user or something. Next view taken directly from Metasploit module. The user is dark, right? Figure out. I hope you remember what build of Windows is the system. I remember it's 32 something, right? I'm asking a build version. Win 32 something. I don't remember. Let's check. We are lucky we'll be having some information and we are running out of time. Machine expiring soon, it shows. Okay. And did your machine expire time? Thank you. And around you can extend the machine 1 hour before. Okay, now I extended it. Extended the timing. Okay. So no need to worry. Extending is free. Don't no need to worry. Before it ends, you just need to interact and extend. Okay. Otherwise, it will terminate automatically. Windows version. I'm searching. We have information. What is the Windows build? It's a server. I remember that one. Media server. It's got media server. Okay, here I'm not finding information. Let me go through my like other information terminals. This is the reason I copy all the commands when I'm trying, because I can get utilize that one later. Okay, it shows Windows 7 OS professional 7601 service pack 1. Okay, Icecast. Let's see whether this works or not. Okay, and or else from the get system or something I got the information. When I was doing it, I saw, but now the command outputs I forgot. Yeah, yeah. From the sysinfo, we figure out, okay, build version it's showing OS 7601. Yep. Okay. Not bad. 7601. Check. Okay. Now that we know some of the finer details of system we are working with, let's start escalating our privileges. First, what is the architecture of process we are running? We are running process of, let me check directly from here, Windows 7 x64. This is what they're asking, architecture, right? So from the sysinfo command itself, you get the information. Don't mind regarding, like, I'm not showing you all from this machine because In middle of the session, I started this labs machine into full screen. So the previously entered commands are not showing. That's the reason I can't demonstrate it now. But that one, that text document, I already, when I tried earlier, I just copied for my references, I have that practice like generally copying things so that I believe later on when I wanted to refer, I don't need to go step by step. I can go through the commands and I can get some knowledge. That's it. Updated revisions like that. Now that we know the architecture of process, let's perform some further recon. So yeah, let's perform some further recon. While this doesn't work based on x64, now run following command, run post recon local exploit suggester. Okay. So this one from the Meterpreter, when we search, we figure out with the local exploit suggested, it suggests us some further vulnerability modules like event viewer. So that is what they are trying to say. Okay, so when I need to run this suggester, return quiet, and it suggested event viewer, I remember. Okay, potential escalation exploit. What is the full path starting with exploit for first return exploit? This is the question I pointed out earlier. By the time when the room was created, event viewer was the first one that exploit. But now it happened to be in the second place. But anyways, we will answer the question. I believe you guys are learning something from the contents because I'm not doing this just for time pass. If you reserve potential exploit, full path starting with exploit. Okay, which one I copied? Multi-recon, not local exploit suggested. The answer is should be the event viewer exploit, right? Here. Okay. Event viewer is the exploit. The local exploit suggested me to run further. I not copying or what was the issue? It's working. Why it's not working from the browser? Okay, now it's working. Check it. Okay. Now we have exploit in mind for evaluating privilege. Let's background the current session using the command background or control C. Take note of what session number we have. This will likely be like 1 or something. We can list all of the active sessions using command sessions and outside Meterpreter. Okay. So from Meterpreter, we ran local exploit suggester. Then we are running event viewer exploit. We found the exploit and we background the Meterpreter session, presently running one. Then we are selecting the other one. So while we are running the previous Icecast exploit, we use the event viewer one. Yep. I'm repeating again and again because when you try only you will know. And I have tried this one, but no need to remember everything step by step. If you are able to do this, like now, let's say I try this command on Meterpreter. If it didn't work, I will go back and try it on the previous Icecast exploit inside. Okay, so no need to remember each and everything like in a step by step manner because finally you are going to try the hacking and create reports, right? Legal ones. So for the pen testing and all. So at that point, you can try it. No need to worry. Like if it didn't work, you will try alternate options and figure out how it works. That's it. Oh, use command. Yeah, we did. Then set session number. Session to select something we can verify command show options. Set this now using the command set sessions. Okay. We didn't change the session number, or if we need, we can change it, I think. Now that we have set our session number, further option will reveal by option menu. You remember we saw R host, L host, only L host and L port information required, right? So we change only the L port, listener port, because we already had a session with 4444. So we change this session into L port as 2222. We'll have to set one more as our listener IP is not correct. What is the name of this option? L port. Okay, maybe they are asking listener one. L host. Yeah. Now we set our session number. Further options will be revealed in option menu. We'll have to set one more as our listener's IP. What is the name of this option? So lhost actually in my case it already showed, so I don't need to set it. I set only lport. So set this option now. We tried IP address. After we set last option, we can now run. After we set, okay, how many tasks further? It's like it's dragging too long. Okay, run command is there. We did. I'll quickly. I'll just go through fast for this because we already done this in a slow manner. They are like word by word. I don't need to read it. You can use the get priv command and permissions listed few ones you saw. But permission listed allow us to take ownership of files NT authority. We can now verify external permission using get privs. Yep. Can go for the NT authority. That's it there. This is the permission. Actually, here it shows like this way as the username, but actually it's the permission. Okay, take ownership of it. Kind of like these are the get privs command output. Okay, so ownership is like something here mentions as ownership something system own. Okay, here that I mean see take ownership privilege. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, we have completed those parts. Answer questions below. Mimic cats. Okay. Mimikatz is kind of like load kb. So, okay. Let's all command you remember. In case if there are noise or something, I will mute the mic. But because already we have covered the lab. Okay. Now I'm just answering THM only. So no need to worry. The main portion is already done. Okay. If needed, let me provide you the summary itself while my mic is working fine. So as usual, this is summary time. Okay, Icecast machine. So scan using Nmap and found the open ports and RDP port and services we found. We can try sudo -l or find / common programming methods in order to figure out whether like usual methods common programs are there or not, and we can go for the GTFO bins to uh, get further access. Okay, you know, right, how we exploited in previous videos. If not, you can follow the playlist. And now in this video mainly focuses on MSF console. Okay, Metasploit Framework. From there we did the we search for Icecast because we already found from Nmap Icecast is the version number. From there we started search MSF console and we found the exploit. We started running it. Okay, after running that one, we got some, we set up the options first, and we ran, and we got the Meterpreter access, and we checked the privileges, processors, sessions, things. Then it's mentioned here, get UID, previews, etc. Then shell command, if you enter, you will enter inside that directly. Instead of Meterpreter, it's like a mediator in between the target. Direct access to the target can be achieved by the shell command. Then we search for the local exploit suggester as well. From the from the previous exploit itself, we started searching. Then this local exploit suggester suggested us some exploits like event viewer and further, and we set up the required options, and like lport and all we changed, and we run the event viewer exploit. From there, actually we background the previous session and ran it. Then we check the sessions, and we check the privileges. Previously the get privs command gave us only 4 or 5 privileges, and later on after the exploit event viewer we got more privileges, and with the ps command we check the currently running processors. Hope you remember. Then yeah, ps command. Okay, then after checking, if you find this nt authority in the processors, those services, those running processors are admin processors. So if you run that process by the migrate command, then like for example the spoolsv.exe, if you migrate to that service, then you will get the access of that particular service. If that service is having admin privilege like nt authority, then if you execute that file, that service, if you migrate there, then you will also have that particular ownership like nt authority, like admin. And spool sv we are using because it won't catch much of like attention. Spool sv we are using because in order to avoid attention, like a background, we can just run it. Okay, so it's not much notice. And migrate command use migrate -n. Then we use load space kb command. Okay, uh, then credsol, the one of the command available in the load kb. Load kb is kind of like mimikatz. Okay, so with that you can use credsol command in order to grab the username and password. We got the dark is the username, and password is something like password explanation mark something. You can go for help command on the Meterpreter and load kb everything, and it's like self-explanatory. The command is given and the usage is given, and in order to answer the THM also, like they ask from Meterpreter, you can capture the camera things like camera capturing, screenshotting stuff and all. So for that, the commands you can check with the Meterpreter help option and provide the answer. In case if you stuck somewhere or if you are not able to view the labs or practice the lab, you can go for this medium link which I will provide. In there you can go through the text walkthrough. Like you don't need to view the full video. You can go for the text walkthrough and grab some idea. But if you have the practice only, I would suggest to get the practice and at least the video. If you have once, if you viewed once, at least you will know what they are mentioning with the medium. For the very first time, prefer the video. Okay. Next time onwards, go for the medium because initially with only text they can't explain fully, right? So that's the reason. Okay, so now that's fine for the summary. Let me try until my mic goes off. I can explain the Mimikatz. Yeah. So we need to run a process which, like as a service, could be interacted with. Like this one is the service which is responsible for authentication they are mentioning. So let's list processes by the ps command we did and process being run by NT authority system as we have escalated permission, even though our processes does. So this part already done theoretical. And yeah, architecture x64 stuff, yeah, same permission. Prince rule service happens to meet our needs perfectly for this. It will restart if crash it or the printer service. What's the name of the printer service? Mm-hmm. Mentioned within this question is terms living in a process. Often when we take over a running program, we ultimately load another shared library into the program, a DLL, which includes our malicious code. From this, we can spawn a new thread that hosts our shell. So basically, they are saying like when we run that spool SV like kind of services, we are running some other library, shared library inside that, and it's impacting that particular running service and getting us spawn that shell. Like the access is provided. That's what I mentioned. Okay, so that's what happened, right? When we tried. Let me try. Even if we crash it, it will restart. Oh, the spool SP has NT authority and ICE has also has NT authority, like admin privilege. So that's the reason they preferred it. So these are theoretical stuff. You can go through and understand. So migrate in and the spool SP already done. Get UID, what user is listed. Mm-hmm. So I think it's like dark PC and dark something like that mentioned both server name, domain name, and this. Okay, get UID command provided as NT authority system, which is admin here, server username. Okay, our full admin permission is there. Mimikatz the infamous password dumping tool. Mimikatz kind of load kiwi. Okay, like password dumping tool only. That is incredibly useful. Load using command load kiwi. Okay, load it now using the command load. Kiwi is the updated version of Mimikatz. Exactly. So when you try help menu, it showed some Meterpreter. In further, it's expanded, and I notified that one actually. So which command allows up to retrieve all credentials? It was cred salt, right? Run this command, and Dark's password was like password explanation mark and one. Remember it because we just did it. That's why. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Password 01 explanation. Hmm. Yeah. No need that explanation. Explanation. No need that exclamation mark. Okay. Exclamation mark is not needed. No need that exclamation mark. It's not needed. Mm. Altogether, I think we have already done only one question from this particular task 2, which is like, I'm not sure why it wasn't done. They didn't. The web service of port 8000 is like HTTP only. Why they didn't take? I'm not sure. So post explanation, which is like after the exploitation, we can check like camera stuff and all. We visit help menu. Last time Meterpreter shell. We'll answer following questions. Okay. What command allows dump all password hashes stored in system? You won't crack admin password in case as it's pretty strong. This is intentional to avoid password spraying attempts. Okay. Hash dump or something. Let's see. What command allows us to dump all password hashes stored on system? We tried hash dump and we got. Hope you remember. I was showing the crack station hashes.com. That is what they mentioned. Hash dump command. While more useful when interacting with machine being used, what command allows us to watch remote users' desktop in real time? RDP something I need to check. As I told, or Meterpreter help you can go. Yes, go to my emails. It's easier for me because otherwise it takes a long to answer the questions. Okay, finally figure out even my documentation doesn't have those informations. It's okay. Because I felt no need for that much. Hash dump is shown. Let's see further what's asked. What command helps to watch remote users' desktop in real time? Maybe something like streaming something. Let's see, we'll see. Okay, watch remote user desktop in real time is like screen share command. Okay, informative. About if we want to record from microphone attached to system, screen share. After that, microphone. Screen. So for the webcam options, audio. Play waveform audio file is there. Can we come a default mic voice? Okay. Record mic. Mhm. Record audio from default mic. Let me. Oh my god. I press Ctrl C to copy. That's the results. Copy and paste. We want to record from mic attached to system. I know this is boring, but somehow just reading and trying to finish the lab. That's why. Complete forensics. If we timestamp of file system, we command allows this timestamp of files on the system. Timestamp command something I noticed. Don't do this on pentest unless you are explicitly allowed to do so. Modify timestamps of files on the system. This is not beneficial to defending team as they try to break down the events of pentest after the fact. Okay. Timestamp. Don't change timestamp. Okay, manipulate file means attributes like timestamp command itself. Time stomp or something it's mentioned. Yeah, not stamp. They mention it as stomp. We'll see whether this is what they mentioned they are looking for. Don't use this. That's the thing they suggested and pointing out. Golden ticket one. It's like getting admin privilege kind of thing. Create what is called a golden ticket, allowing us to authenticate anywhere with these. What command allows us to do so? Golden ticket attacks are function within Mimikatz. Like component abuse the component of Kerberos, the authentication system they are mentioning. So Windows domain here. So ticket granting, ticket in short, golden ticket attacks allow us to maintain persistent and authenticate as any user on the domain. Like it's kind of like privilege only, like getting access. That's the thing. So what is the question actually? Allowing us to authenticate. What command allows us to do this? Create a golden ticket. Okay. Commands will be self-explanatory only. So maybe you need to search something like ticket. Yeah, some tickets. Drop token. Okay, here. Golden ticket create. Create Kerberos ticket. Oh my god, this is again too much, but it's fine. Somehow I believe it helps me in that. Okay, since we have the password, we can use the dark username. We can now authenticate the machine and access it via remote desktop. This is what I told earlier, MSRDP. As this is a workstation, we would likely kick whatever user signed onto it off. We connected it. However, it's always interesting to remote into machines and view them as the users do. This hasn't already been enabled. You can enable it via following Metasploit module. Run post Windows manage enable RDP. Okay, this part they are mentioning because like in order to enable the remote desktop option. Okay. Oh, um, no answer needed. Extra credit for I'm already done with this. So they're asking to view the exploit DB. Explore manual exploitation via exploit code found on exploit DB. Answer the question. More alternate exploitation method. Check out sequel to this room. Okay, that is later. We'll see. Answer the question below. As you advance in pen testing, you will be faced eventually with exploitation without usage of Metasploit. Provided above is the link to one of the exploits found on exploit.db for hijacking Icecast for remote code execution. Earlier, before the lab starts, I told we can check the exploit.db, right? That is what finally they came up. While not required by the room, it's recommended to attempt exploit via provided code or via another similar exploit to further home use. I'm just reading it because even I don't like to read go through it. Yes. Because we already covered the main part. Okay. And now only this one question. If I finish it, I can mention and share it in my LinkedIn profile. What service did the Nmap identify as running on port 80? Guys, it's just HTTP, but these guys are not accepting my answer. What am I supposed to do? Let me try some other thing. Word of this service. Port 8000 shows me clearly it's what device are crazy. Huh? Okay, I'm not doing this anymore. Let me go quickly grab my answers from the Medium profile link. It would be helpful for me. Without further ado, we can just see. Otherwise, no point in checking the same things again and again and wasting more time. Just click on this Medium link. Okay. I would suggest you, if you are into pen testing or ethical hacking, I would suggest you to create a profile in this. In case if you are preferring to look for jobs or something, just go through these things. This helps. Okay, this is my profile, and most of the THM labs, everything is done here itself. So they will give a text idea. Once you've done this, once you followed any videos, you can use this as notes also. You can go through it and read it, and you will get some idea what others or other hackers or pen testers, what they think, how they approach the machines. Ideas are there. Okay. Yeah. For now, this is additional. Okay. The answer for which task number I can select is task 3 or 4. Task 2. Mm-hmm. So since this is 4.9, I can go for task 2 before Metasploit. Password of this, yeah. What service did Nmap identify? First instinct think answer question would be HTTP. Exactly, I also feel the same. So it's showing not only me. Seen in our previous screenshot, we should always remember to run the service nmap using SV. Yep, I did. And provide most accurate info. As we see in the screenshot below, SV flag detailed view of the service and their associated versions. Yeah, nmap -SV. Give me the answers. I'm looking for answers. Yeah. Okay. 8000 HTTP. Icecast streaming media server. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's how I made mistakes. So the answer is Icecast. I already copied the answer fully. I took the service and everything. I followed the entire lab without noticing this particular service name thing. Okay. It's fine. Because in my notes itself I already have the answer. Somewhere I copied Icecast media server something. I'm not sure for now where it is. Let's see. Okay. As of now, completed this lab, and let's wind up. Already the summary is done, so I don't need to do it again. Medium profile, let me save it somewhere. Thank you guys. So I hope you learned something new, and let's wind up. I believe today's content would be helpful for you, and since the summary is done, you can just go for the reference and try practicing the lab, and also go after practicing. You can try the medium profile as well, and go for that documentation side. So you'll have more information, and do support us, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And comment and let me know if you prefer any other contents or any issues you found during learning. So I will help you on that if I can. And also I can also the notes and things, everything will be in the description, and you can check out the description and figure out. Thank you. Have a nice day. Let me share this thing.